Hey, welcome to Make Your Money Matter. I'm your host, Brad Barrett. I'm also a managing director and partner here at One Capital Management. Hey, today we're going to talk about supply and demand. Now, many of us who've maybe studied economics or even took an economics 101 class knows this concept, but I want to dissect it a little bit today as it relates to how you invest and the stocks you might be looking at. Before we get started though, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. All right, let's get into it. So I want to start off this with a story. The other weekend, I actually found myself heading to Home Depot to get some mouse traps. It's getting warmer out here in the summer, so I noticed a couple rumblings in the attic. So obviously I wanted to make sure there wasn't any mice running around up there. And as I was shopping at Home Depot, I realized that the common snap trap that we all know for mice, I did some little Google searching on my phone when I was there. It was actually invented in 1899. It was invented by a guy named John Mass. Yeah, again, I went into research on this, but here's what I want to bring up today as we talk about supply and demand on economics of just tried and true strategies or notions like supply and demand. Now, over the years, as I was reading, if you think about it, there have been countless inventors, right, who have tried to come up with a better mousetrap. And there are actually, and I looked this up, 4,400 registered patents on the mousetrap. And get this, there's about 400 of them added each year. But the traditional snap trap, the one I was actually buying at Home Depot that last weekend, is the one that I think most of us still buy. I mean, this is, to me, so much like value investing. I mean, everyone's trying to create this new thing and everyone's trying to talk about these new strategies. But, you know, Benjamin Graham, the father of investment theory, proposed the benefits of buying stocks cheap back in 1934. You know, almost 100 years later, right? We're still it's one of the most widely followed investment theories. And this has a lot to do with my concept today of supply and demand. And here's what I want to bring up. When you're looking at a stock or an investment, the number of buyers equals your demand. Someone wanting to buy that stock or that investment, right? That's your demand. The number of people willing to sell is your supply. So when the number of buyers, your demand, are greater than the number of sellers willing to sell your supply, the stock price rises, all right? Now, so you think demand is greater than supply. It's in demand, as they say. That equals a stock price or an investment rising. Now, when the number of shareholders or sellers willing to sell your supply are greater than the number of buyers or your demand, the stock price falls. So again, supply now in this scenario is greater than the demand, the stock price falls, okay? Friends, what I just described is driven by one very simple concept that's been around since the invention of investing, if you will. And that concept is quite simply supply and demand. Now, to break this down even more conceptually here, the number of total shares of a stock you might be looking at, that is your supply, all right? So to bring it more granular into maybe a stock you're looking at, the outstanding shares, that's your supply. Now, the amount of people willing to buy the stock is the demand, quite simply on the rules I just mentioned, okay? So when supply is more than demand, the price is gonna probably fall. When demand is greater than supply, opposite reaction, right? Prices will rise. The stock market, believe it or not, is as simple as that. So when you see stocks rising, you can likely know that the demand is likely in control. And when you see stocks falling, likely the supply is in control. Now, I know I didn't go into granular detail here, but understanding this fundamental concept, no different than the Benjamin Graham, the father of investments or the father of investment theory, proposed buying stocks cheap in value, is still tried and true, just like our mousetrap. We don't need to be out there reinventing the wheel like a bunch of these inventors trying to reinvent the mousetrap. We have a solid foundation to build off of. And so I wanted to share this today on our show because when you're looking at investments and maybe you're talking with your advisor about them, this still holds true. So don't go looking for the next shiny object. Again, I'm not saying those are bad, but put it into context back to supply and demand. Make sure that these rules of supply and demand will still hold true for whatever investment you might be looking at. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that today. If you did, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And always remember to make your money matter.